Hi and welcome back to the channel. This week we're looking at shortbread. No, we're not really looking at shortbread, but I just thought this was amusing enough that I would show it to you. So as we mentioned in the last video, hopefully it was the last video. It depends which order. Sometimes they don't come out in the order I'm talking about, but I think it was the last video. I'm building this truck that goes with the 18-inch gauge works Loco I'm currently working on, and it needs a chassis from a N Gauge wagon to complete it. And I ordered one on eBay, and a parcel turned up in the post. And when I took the plastic off the outside, I was met with this, which I thought was just quite funny, given it's a tin for shortbread, but with a train on the front. So anyway, let's open it up, and here we have the wagon I've bought. Let me get rid of the tin. So I've got a little Alloa Coal Wagon Co Limited N Gauge model. So let's get it out of the box and have a look. I'm hoping it's not a particularly rare one. As I say, I didn't pay very much for it, but I am going to take it apart, so I'm hoping it's not a particularly rare model. But anyway, as you see, it's a bit filthy, but I don't care. All I'm interested in really is this lower piece, and a lot of this is going to get cut off as well. So the instructions say that you have to take off like the buffers, the brake gear, just leaving essentially the pinpoint holes for the axles, and to take the body off. Now what I need to do is see if I can lever this body off, because what I want to do is check that it fits properly. Now what I should have done was made sure I had the tools in front of me before I started re-recording the video, which I can't find. So just give me a minute and we'll find a tool and we'll try. Okay, found a Stanley knife. The suggestion is that you should just be able to gently lever the top part off the bottom part, and hopefully that should work. Now you can see, I was saying before we do this, you can see there's the two pins on the bottom of here. Now if you look in the bottom of here, you can see the two black marks, which should be the pins on the bottom. So you can see how this hopefully is going to fit together. But as I say, I've got to basically destroy it by taking the top off. So let's see if I can do this on the camera. As I say, I haven't tried this yet, so I'm just hopeful it's just going to pop off. Well, there you go, it's a little loose at this end. Let's see. So I don't really want to break it, is the point. I'm not quite sure how it's stuck on, whether it's glued on or just push fitted. That at least comes all the way around. So I don't want to... there we go. I see. So I think you can see that there's holes in the bottom with the black pin underneath. I'm just levering this one up. So that's one end off. So I just need to get the other end off now. And I don't really want to snap the pin in the hole, because then I'll have to get it out again. So let me just try and loose this round. There we go. Oh, that's nice. So there's a weight in the bottom of these wagons as well. As I say, I've never taken one of these apart, so no idea. There won't be space, I don't think, to put the weight in, but given the body is heavy, that's not too bad. But I can, I'll keep the weight, even if I just throw the top away. Yeah, I don't need an N Gauge body, so either somebody makes me an offer for postage or whatever and they can have a spare body. I seem to have done it without damaging it. Or it'll just go in the bin probably, and I'll keep the weight, because you never know when random bits of metal weights for models could be helpful. But anyway, there we go. So that's that. So now I'm hopeful that this should just fit on here, and it does. Look, you can see the metal holes come through nicely on the bottom. So as the instructions say, obviously I need to cut off the buffers, all the brake gear and everything underneath. But if I find one of the side pieces, you see now I can work out exactly where to glue this, so that I end up with the axle boxes in the right place, because obviously I want the axle box on the white metal piece to be exactly lined with the wheels. So I can do that now. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll cut this up further, glue on the side panels, and then we should be able to have a look at it at least all assembled. Hopefully I'll get to that later on in this week, and there'll be a second part to this video. If not, then you know, if work goes crazy or something and I don't have time, but hopefully there'll be a short interlude here, and then you'll see a completed wagon, probably not painted, but at least hopefully glued together. Right, that didn't actually take too long. So as you can see, lots of random bits of black plastic cut off the base. So I've got rid of the buffers at each end, and I've hacked out all the brake gear that was between the wheels, leaving just the if I can get it to focus, come on, leaving just the actual axle boxes of the original kit. You can see there's a bit of brake lever still across the front of the axle box here, but it's not in the way, and I decided I didn't want to try and file it down because it's going to get hidden by the axle boxes of the white metal version. So I'm not too worried about that. I've got rid of all the stuff between the wheels essentially, which is where the problem lies. So I've actually glued on the white metal axle boxes. What I did was, to make sure that this stayed in place while I did it, I just used a bit of the tacky wax to stick the chassis onto the white metal body, held in place really nicely so it didn't fall off, and then I glued the axle boxes in place, and as you can see they line up nicely with the wheels, both sides done. So this now sits down nicely and runs backwards and forwards nicely on its chassis. There is one further piece to do. I have to glue a hook into this so that it will hook onto the loop on the Loco itself, so that the Loco can pull it along. I'm in two minds about whether to leave the one on the back. I don't think I'm ever going to run this with any other wagons. It would just be a Loco on its own, so I probably can get away with removing the hook, but I think I'll leave it for now, because once I remove it, getting it back in again with the spring and everything will be a nightmare, so if I can even get it out. So I think I'll leave it for now, make a decision once I've painted it. I mean, basically I'm going to paint it with the chassis out of the way, so I can deal with this later if I want to. So yeah, so next up will be painting this. So I'll need a primer layer, and then the black black main colour, and then I'll just do the dry brushing of the London grey, like I did on the Loco body, to pick out the rivet detail, etc. And then they'll both get varnished to give me a consistent base coat, a nice matte surface, before I start doing the weathering and making it look absolutely filthy. But yeah, that's moved on quite nicely. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe here if you want to see the next video in this series. Thanks again. Bye.